Apparently, we're getting something called, what is this? It's chain wrestling. What do you think? I'm just messing with you. Welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. We got 2K25 news coming at you in the form of chain wrestling being teased. It didn't say it all the way. Cody Rhodes didn't go all the way with it. Nah. He just went with the cha. We had to assume cha means chain. That's all this is nowadays. Emojis and letters smushed together. We unravel this thing. Anyways, the last time we had chain wrestling was in 2K19, and it is a wildly popular thing on the internet if you ever go on there before. Holy smokes. Because you got a lot of people that are just like, ooh, is the chain wrestling? Why did you bring it back? There's a lot of things they should bring back. But chain wrestling is quite popular, and it's been many years, obviously, since we've had it in 2K games. Chain wrestling was never something that I was like, oh, I need it back. It makes the game. But the more I thought about it, over the last, 3 years or so that people have mentioned it, hey, we need to bring it back, it totally makes sense. It allows for the matches to have more dynamic gameplay and to be able to change it up so that you can have moments at the beginning of a match if it is triggered. And if it does happen, sometimes it doesn't, but if it does happen, you get cool sequences where you can just collar and elbow tie up. You can try and get your guy down on the mat. You can try and push them into the corner. The referee tries to separate your two opponents. Headlock takeovers and just going back and forth a little bit. And being able to go into the settings, which is what I dork out about, is being able to tinker, going in there and being able to adjust things the way you like so that we can change the frequency of the chain wrestling. It's a quality of life feature, and it is a feature of the franchise that, again, like a lot of players have wanted it, I think it'll bring a lot of fresh air to the gameplay aspect of it, because it has been just kind of so-so for the last couple of years, and they need something fresh. And I think bringing this back is a great idea. So 2K teased this on the X and the grams and the other things, and they put a chain and they put the little emojis in there, and Cody is speaking and he said the words. So it sounds like we are going to in fact get this. I was kind of hoping they would tease another match type, but we'll talk about that in just a second, because they did in fact the other day give us something else to work with. But the way things are lining up, it's getting very interesting, and I would like to see how chain wrestling would evolve in this iteration of the franchise versus what we had in 2K19. Will they do new sequences? Will they change it up in the format and the formula? Will it be a carbon copy of what we had in 2K19? Will it be different based on the weight class that you have for a different superstar? How will the crowd react? What kind of dynamics will we see out and play with all of it? Cut scenes, little moments in between, There's a lot that they can work with here, but you know what? I'm all for it. I'm in favor. I'm all positive about it. Now, the other new piece that they did bring out and tease is again in the form of the online stuff. And it sounds like they're teasing NXT Underground as being added in as, I'm gonna guess, a new match type. I have some theories on this though. Now, if you recall, fun fact, the Underground was originally brought in not by NXT. That's where it's been popularized now. You got no ropes, you just got the mat, you got superstars, you got people ringside shouting nonsense words, and then you got the two people in the ring, and you can only win by like referee stoppage. But the origins of Underground lie in that of Shane McMahon. He invented Raw Underground, if you recall, and it was a magical thing. He had lady dancers in the crowd. There's a lot of jiving and sweatiness going on, and they would have a ref in there, but it wasn't really the referee that mattered so much. It was Shane doing the stoppage when he felt like it. It was very wild, and it did not last very long. Shane McMahon was very sweaty in that whole sequence of things. Omos made his debut in Raw Underground. That's the first time we saw Omos. Anyways, NXT Underground has been around for a little while now, and I am kind of surprised that they would in fact bring this in as a new match type. It gives me hope that we would see other ones too, but you know what? This is totally different. Here's a question mark I have though with this, and we'll know once we all play the video game, but how well will there be an invisible barrier around the edge? Because there's no ropes. And if we know anything about these games and the physics, sometimes the ropes are our worst enemy. Getting in and out of a ring is our worst enemy. Will we be able to go out of the ring? Or will it be like what we have in the menu, where you can actually say ring out, no exit, and we create an invisible barrier? To me, that would make the most sense to be able to have it so that you just stay in the ring, you got the ref, and it's by knockout, essentially. It's referee stoppage. At some point, you beat the opponent down and then it's over. I kind of like the idea of it, because as I think about it, wouldn't it be cool though if you could do NXT Underground main event WrestleMania and you had the freedom with it? Like, as long as it's not locked in like War Games was in terms of arena or location, maybe they give you multiple locations and different vibes for all of them. Again, with sweaty Shane McMahon in the corner some of the time, you never know. Will they put just NPCs in the crowd, or will they put actual NXT superstars, WWE main roster superstars in the crowd? Would you be able to roll out of the ring, grab weapons, or do anything like that? A lot of questions to be asked here just from a little trailer, but you know what? It has me interested how they would implement this, and it could be fun. And you know what? It's an extra addition to the game, and I'm all for it. The other question I had with this, and I have theories on this whole thing. By the way, guys, welcome to Assemble. My name is Matt. Howdy ho, it's 2K season. Let's go. That rhyme didn't need it to, but here we are. So if you guys enjoy the content here, do me a favor, hit subscribe. Trying to get to 200K by the time this video game comes out. Mean a lot to have your support. The other theory I have with all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be involving the island. The island of relevancy as we have come to know it. Will NXT Underground, or Underground as we are calling it and knowing it of with a little teaser, would it be a standalone match type, or is this somehow going to be embedded in the island mode? Because we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing here. I know nothing, as always. But will it be something where it's like, okay, this is a match you can have on the island? The island they have teased twice, right? It seems to be the big thing, and I won't be surprised if come Monday and come Tuesday, those are choice words, but in the coming days, you see a trailer, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of focus is on the island, and maybe, just maybe, a lot of these teases that we are seeing right now are linked to that. I don't know. And I have some thoughts though on this. NXT Underground, again, could be a match type that is in the island that you play there and that you have access to, or it's on its own. Maybe you unlock it. We don't know yet. But speaking of the island and what all that is looking like, if it's anything like NBA 2K The City, here's the thing. I will address your reported concerns as you have laid them out in the comments in previous videos. I do have similar concerns to that of all of you. NBA 2K The City is like, run around and you could spend real money, virtual currency, to grind and update character and all of that, and it's monetization, like at its finest, if you want to say that. So I'm a little bit cautious when I come up to the stop sign and I slow down. I pump the brakes a little bit here on something like this because I just don't know. Is it going to be filled with pay to win? Is it going to be filled with virtual currency stuff where you are trying to unlock attire parts, or I don't know, attribute points, skill up your character, and you could either grind it out to a crazy amount where it doesn't feel worth it, or they're going to borderline force you to pay for stuff? I get scared about that thing because we've seen that in my faction, and the money is just wild over there just to be able to get, you know, somebody with a haircut. And I don't want to spend $80 for the haircut, but maybe you don't have to. We don't know. But if we're getting so far based on just the teases, if you've got a new mode entirely in the island, as they're calling it, you have NXT Underground as a new match type, chain wrestling as a feature coming back, a Bloodline showcase has been teased. You're getting up there into some stuff. The question mark I guess I have too is, man, I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to be bringing back universe mode, my GM, what has been expanded or added on to those modes. Those are a big part of it. I know that in my last video, we were talking about this island thing, and a lot of people were saying, I need universe mode. I'm with you. I hope it's in the game, and I hope they have done enough updates to it and expanded it to make it feel fresh, giving players something new. I kind of hope that all the modes obviously get enough love and attention, and that we're not just going to see a giant focus and push on one singular mode in the island, and that's all anybody cares about. That's the only thing ever, and then everything else is left to dust with very minute updates and changes, because that's going to be a bummer if that is the road they go down. But I'm feeling optimistic about it. There's still some question marks in terms of new match types, because right now, if we are confirming that Underground is a new match type, that's all we know of. We still are wondering if we are going to get other things. People have questions about whether we'd see like a buried alive match, a strap match, Iron Survivor. Oh yeah, and intergender matches are also pretty much confirmed. But to close out my thoughts on chain wrestling, I'm here for it. I know a lot of people are going to love to see it back. It's part of wrestling. And you know what? The other thing, as I think about it too, it can help really just change the pace and the flow of your matches, match to match. So if you are just having a one-on-one match and I got Roman versus Cody, at least they're going to change the dynamic of it instead of ding, 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 and you just run at each other, or the computer just runs right at you and tries to hit a spear within 3 seconds. I really like the idea of being able to bring back chain wrestling to have it change the flow of a match and not just feel like we're just going for finishers and jumping right into the end or rolling out of the ring, especially when you have guys that are more leaning towards submissions. You got your own creative superstars and they want to be able to have more dynamic move sets where chain wrestling and mat wrestling is going to matter a lot more. And you know what? It can also help with making the matches feel a little bit longer, and hopefully in the options menu, if you want to adjust things on sliders. I like all of that, being able to fully customize the sliders in there so we can change the range of things, how hard, difficult, easy it is to actually adapt and do things like the chain wrestling, the mat wrestling. But hey, there's lots of 2K25 info going on. Click this video right here if you want to talk more 25. Got that island stuff that we're deep diving a little bit, and have a great day. See ya.